Hi guys, my name is Yuli and this is Nerd Alert. So the lighting today isn't very good, but we'll work with that because I have time to film, so I'm gonna do it. So for this video I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I want to finish by the end of the year, or maybe by January, because the way it's going, my reading hasn't been that good, but hopefully it will be next month, in September. Because I'm filming this in August too, but I don't know when this video is going to go up, so yeah. Basically, I have prepared a bunch of books to talk to you about, and I'm going to probably not talk about each of them and what they're about because I don't know. So I'm going to link all of them down in the description, and I'm just going to tell you my reasoning for getting them and wanting to read them by as soon as possible or by the end of the year. I will start off with the ones that I have hoped to finish by the beginning of September, and these are the last two books in the Nightrunner series, Casket of Souls and Shards of Time by Lynn, however you say her last name. I'm so sorry, I just butcher it every single time. But basically, I just can't wait to finish these books. I have just two books left of the series and I can't wait. I'm going to miss the characters, but I can always reread them, and I feel like this is one of the series that I would love to reread, and I'm not even a big reread. I am also going to have a review for the whole series when I actually finish it, so if I don't forget, I'm probably going to link it here for if you're watching this after I have already reviewed it, which I don't know if you will, but still. The next book that I want to reread by the end of the year is actually going to be a reread of mine, and this is the book Magic by Mira Monroe. Look at this, the cover on the inside is like the same. I love that. It's so beautiful. I'm going to also insert a picture of the old cover. Basically, this was my first self-published book, the first self-published book that I ever read, but also it is the first book that I ever beta read, and the author was so kind to send me the book with some merch the first time she published it, and this is the second edition, so she sent it to me again with some of the old merch, which are these cute magnetic bookmarks and some bracelets and some stickers and things that I keep inside of the book. So yeah, I really want to reread this book and just remember the old times when I beta read it. I just love it. I really want to get back into beta reading, just because at the end it's kind of like, it's so cool getting like a book that I also kind of worked on, you know. Since I was talking about a self-published book, I'm going to talk about now a smaller book that I want to finish by the end of the year, because I requested an arc for it and I feel like I'm getting like kind of late with it. Just as I said, I have been in the biggest reading slump of my life, so I haven't really been in the mood to read, even though the story seems interesting. And this is Mayday. It's actually about vampires and I love vampires, so I kind of really want to finish this as soon as possible by the end of the year and review it, because I also I got sent this by the author, by the way, and I also got sent this short story novella as well. I have already reviewed it, but I haven't shared my review anywhere because I want to read this book first and then review them both at the same time, on here or on our blog Nerd Alert or on Goodreads. I just want to do it at the same time. The next book that I want to read as soon as possible, and maybe I'm going to read it in the beginning of September, I still don't know, it depends on my mood, is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I have heard a lot of things about this book. I was on the fence about it for the longest time of my life, and I do know that there are a lot of trigger warnings that I don't know if I'm okay with. I probably am not. For example, I know there is substance abuse, I know there is a lot of violence and gore, which I don't mind. It's grim dark, so it's fine, but there's also rape, and I'm not sure if it's on page or not, and I'm not sure how detailed it is, so it depends on how it's done as well, because I really hate reading about rape. But yeah, I can't wait to read it. So many people love this book and this series, and I also have the e-arc for the third one, so I really hope I like this. I kind of requested the Burning God on the Women and got approved, so I'm like, I need to read these two books now then, because I have to review the third one, and I also love the covers, and so I really hope I enjoy the Poppy War so I can buy the second one and then read the third one and review it before it comes out. So maybe I should really read it in September, because I think the Burning God comes out in November, and November is going to be a busy month for me, and I'll explain why at the end of the video. I meant reading wise, by the way. So the next book that I want to read by the end of the year, maybe, is either The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune or The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. So I won this hardcover copy in a giveaway, so I'm so grateful that I won it, because I also have the audiobook and the book. But anyway, so I won this book, and it sounds interesting. It has ADHD representation and it's also LGBT, so I am very curious about it, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. So that's basically it about this book. The next book that I want to read is actually a sci-fi novel, and it's Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and I don't know much about it. I know it's sci-fi. I know it's adult. I think it's an adult sci-fi novel. It's a big boy, and I'm attracted to big books, so I bought it. Also, the cover is so pretty. So yeah, I don't know much about his book, but I have been seeing them around so much lately that I decided to finally get this. I also got this from Waterstones because I haven't bought a book from a store in a long time. And then the next sci-fi novel that I really want to read by the end of the year, hopefully, is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. And I haven't watched The Expanse, but I'm just really interested. I have read like 2 chapters or something when I was in a very big slump, so I stopped reading it because I was enjoying it, but it wasn't the right time because I was in a slump, and I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I would have enjoyed it if I was reading it when I was in the mood for it. So hopefully I'm gonna finish it this year, because I also love these paperbacks. They look so good together. So I have 3 books left to talk about. I also have some books in them book sleeves that I want to read, but I don't know if I'll ever get to them at this point, or if I'm gonna get to them this year, so we'll see. But the next book that I want to read, and I feel like I would read it, that I would love to try reading it this year, would be The Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I have tried reading the Farseer trilogy by her, but I really didn't like that kind of story. I didn't realize it to be that kind of story. So I read the first book, I enjoyed it, I listened to the audiobook actually, and then I listened to the audiobook of the second book and realized that I really hated everything about it. So I decided not to continue with the series, and I unhauled all of the books that I had by her. Oh my god, it's raining cats and dogs anyway. So yeah, I have heard from many of my friends that this is a lot different than the Farseer trilogy, and that I would probably like it. So hopefully, it's a slow story, but hopefully I'm gonna like it. I expect it to be character driven, but I also want it to have a plot. Hopefully it does. If it has a plot and it's also character driven, then I should be alright. The next book, the second to last book that I want to read by the end of the year maybe, is new on my TBR, and it's called The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. And the cover is beautiful, and it's more or less a cover buy, but I also read the synopsis. So yeah, I am very curious about this book. I've seen my friend May, who also has this book, so hopefully I'm going to get to it this year, if not in January. Hopefully. This should be my September, October, November, December, January TBR video instead of books on my immediate TBR. But anyway, and last but not least, the book that I want to read by the end of the year, hopefully, is, well, it's not the last one. It's not the last one. It's the last one of the ones I own. But anyway, it's The Emperor's Blades by Brian Stavely. I am... Just look at this cover, it's so pretty. I love this hardcover, and I want all of the books in the series in hardcover if I end up liking them. I started reading this. I think that I read 1 chapter and I don't remember anything of it because, as I said, I was in a slump and I wasn't feeling it. So I stopped reading it and decided to read it when I'm in the mood for it, because it's looking like I would really enjoy it. So hopefully that will be the case when I do get to it, hopefully by the end of the year. Because I really want to finish all of the books that I have taken out of my boxes, because my books are currently all in boxes, and then take some more out of them, because my books fell because I'm trying to bring down my physical TBR a bit, but at the same time I keep buying books. And since I said that I keep buying books, I'm going to talk about the next 3 books, the last 3 books that I really want to read before the end of the year, and these are The Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, and Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. It is going to be my biggest reread of 2020. It is going to be my only reread of 2020, and I can't wait. So now I own the hardcovers, the US hardcovers of all 3 of these, and the UK hardcover of Oathbringer, but I decided to buy them in paperback as well, and not in just any paperback, in mass market paperback, because they are so cute together, and I want to reread them in mass market paperback, mostly for my convenience than anything else, just because the hardcovers are quite heavy and big and take up a lot of space, and I'm going to be reading them in the car and to work and back from work, and I don't want to be holding a massive hardcover in my hands. My hardcovers are already annotated, so I'm going to be annotating these mass market paperbacks as well, maybe, if I'm not lazy, and hopefully I'm going to be vlogging that, so you have this to look forward to, hopefully. And one more book that I hope to read, because Rhythm of War comes out in November, and this book also comes out in November, and that is Legacy of Steel by Matthew Ward. This is the sequel to Legacy of Ash, which I really loved, and I really want to read it. I don't know if I'm going to vlog it or review it, because it's the second book and I haven't really talked that much about Legacy of Ash, only in my first video. But yeah, I really want to read Legacy of Ash, and I hope to read it as soon as possible, probably after I read Rhythm of War. So I'll probably first read the Rhythm of War and then read Legacy of Steel right after that. So yeah, I'm so excited about all of these books, especially Rhythm of War and Legacy of Steel. That's why I kept them for last. And that's why I said that September and October are going to be busy reading months for me, because it takes me like 2 weeks to read just The Way of Kings, and the rest are even longer, and I'm just so excited about them. So yeah, that's for me from today. Tell me, do you have any books on your TBR for like the end of the year? Like, do you have any books that you want to read for sure by the end of the year, and which ones are they? Are they as many as mine? Are they as big as mine? And are you going to be rereading the Stormlight Archive, or do you remember everything important from it? Because I sure don't. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe, click the bell, and comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and see you soon with a new video. Bye guys. Okay, this is here.